BMW 6 Series. We're going to start with showing you how to remove the amplifier, the satellite box, and the tuner. We've troubleshot this car earlier for other problems. We're going to start with pulling the mat up from the bottom of the floor, removing the cover insert here, and if you're having audio or no power problems, one of the best things to do is to pull up this plastic plate above the battery here. This will give access to the fuse panel. We have the instruction booklet that is also here within the compartment. This booklet will tell you which fuses work for the radio. We have several features here, or several fuses for the radio, and they can all be located here in the fuse panel. The fuses are here for the radio. These will get you to the correct fuses if you're having no power problems. But we have several other problems with this car going on today. We've noticed the radio will not recognize the AM or FM. It will not recognize satellite, and there is no audio output on this one. So we've been through the fuse check, and we're going to get access to these components. We're going to start with removing the cap from the screw hook here, and remove this torque screw. We have several clips up here that hold the side panel on as well, and remove the cover for the brake light accessory, and remove one tab here at the bottom as well. And there's also one tab along the back. You can remove all the tabs along the back here, but on this one today we're going to cheat and just bend the edge of the side panel out from behind the panel here on the back, and not remove all the plastic covers on the screws along the back panel here, and remove the screws. These covers are difficult to get off, and then they fly crazy as well. There goes one flying, and we have two more clips up here on the side. This first, we now have the side panel removed. When removing the panel, there was one tab or one pin, like the ones that were up in the front to hold the panel in place. There was one additional one up here under the top on the left here. But this is going to give access to the tuner box, the amplifier, and the satellite box. Obviously no more troubleshooting is needed here. We can see major water damage here on the back to these units. We did find that the electrical connections going into the back deck here, this rubber boot was loose and water was dripping down into the back of the car. But to remove these pieces, there is a process. We're going to start with the 4 5/16 screws that hold the tuner in here at the top. With these 4 nuts removed along the front here, this is going to allow you to pull the tuner out of the top of these 3 components. It will pull forward. There will be several connectors here on the back. 2 antennas, one main connector at the box itself. We're going to follow the 2 wires back. There are 2 antennas. One connector is yellow and one is black, and these will release and allow you to remove this unit from the car. It is somewhat water damaged. These connectors are all keyed. And at the top of this one we have a trigger at the top that when you push this trigger down, it releases the lock and allows the connector to be released. This is the same also for the 2 antenna leads. There's a little tab you press down to release them at the back. Now this is going to give access to the next part we're going to remove. We have 4 mounting screws for part of the bracket that held the tuner in place. 2 are way back in behind the tuner, so the tuner had to be removed first to get access to the 2 back mounting screws here. And we have the local train going by. We have those 2 in the very back behind the tuner. There is one down to the right of the satellite box that needs to be removed, and this is going to help with removal of the bracket that holds the other components into the back of the trunk here. And we can remove this component. Next we have the amplifier. It has two tabs right down at the bottom that you locate, little black tabs coming up. You put your pry bar in there and pull them back from the amplifier, and this is going to allow you to grasp them and pull them straight back out. Now we've removed the two locking slides which went in the front of the amplifier, and we're going to pull the amplifier up and out. It has a lattice system on the bottom of this amplifier, and it fits into grooves on the bottom plate here, and once it mates up it sits down flat and you're able to slide these back in to lock it in. As for removing the amplifier, there is a connector on one end. The main connector slides to the side, and now we're going to take our pry bar and put it in the edge to slide this connector fully to its side, and what it does is it pushes the connector up and out of the amplifier. Now this bar locks in this position, and what you're doing is there are four tabs on the amplifier, two on the top of the connector here, or one here as well, two on the opposite side, and it mates up to little grooves at the end of these grooves. And in order to put this connector back on, you have to be in the all the way slide out position, place the connector in its position, and as you push the connector down, you push this bar back into its lock position and it locks in. The other connector here has a trigger on the top. That's an easy removal. Now as for the remaining satellite box, there are four more 5/16 screws, one to the left of it here, one to the right over here. With the amplifier removed, you can remove the two remaining 5/16, one at the back here that was hidden behind the amplifier, and one over on the left side as well. Then this will come up, give you access to the two connectors here that go into the side of the satellite box. The antenna jacks in this car are all color coded. You can't get them wrong when it comes back to replacing this, but this was an easy troubleshooting job. See our website, Car Stereo Removal, for removing the stereo and any updates we may have added that didn't have time to fit in the video. Hope this video has been helpful. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.